Good afternoon, students. This is Dr. Morgan, Phoenix, coming to you from Stanley, Virginia. It's a beautiful, brisk Sunday afternoon. The wind is blowing and it's quite cold out there, but it's not as cold as it has been. Well, we're moving into week 3, and everybody's making a very, very good start on the journal article critiques and the discussion board. So we'll move right on to week 3 here. It's your diverse school proposal, part 1. It's a one-page assignment only. Okay, a summary of what you're going to do. And I hope you have a pretty good idea. Something that pertains to your work, to your future, to your particular interest, or to the Lord's call upon your life. Alrighty? Really, really simple. And once again, one page proposal only. You will begin it with I propose, or I plan on doing, I would like to build, and so on and so on. However you want to word it, but start with that. It is personal. This is your work, okay? Do not start with a thesis statement about some topic in the world, all right? Say, here's what I want to do, all righty? And then you'll have to also list, of course, some demographic information, some particular need for this. Why is it of interest to you? What your mission is, right? No cliches. Don't say you want to build a school where all children can learn, because all children can learn. The question is, what are they going to learn? And strategically speaking, what are we going to do about that, okay? You want to propose something that is substantive. One page only, double space, and that's it. It should be very, very simple, and it should be a reflection of something that you're interested in, okay? Or of a particular need in your community. And there are crying needs, particularly in regard to diversity. You know, students telling their own story. Now, you can be building an entire school out of nothing, as Jason Hilgeman did a number of years ago. He talked about building a school in the Dominican Republic in the cane fields where there were no schools, and he has done so. Please look at my link in week 2 announcement and to Jason Hilgeman's Freedom International Ministries, Freedom Ministries International, one or the other. And you can see exactly what he has done, and that was his project for this course. It may have been underway when he began it, but you know what? I don't even really recall if that's the case. You can also do a project within a school where you work, or within a school where you might work, that addresses a particular diversity need. Remember, diversity is part of this. It must be some piece of what you're doing, and just to establish a new private school or a Christian school is not enough of a diversity need. Why are you doing that? What is the call? What is the call for what you're doing? What is the demographic need there? Okay, but it can be a project, a very, very focused project, or it can be building an entire school. That's it for that. One-page document only, and you can look at a couple of samples in the week 2 announcement as well. A couple of samples of what final projects look like. Those are due in week 8. Okay, that's it for today then, but let me just say a couple of things about discussion board, just very, very briefly. Be sure that in your responses to classmates, you are addressing what the classmates said. You are not simply saying, I enjoyed your post, I have had similar experience, and then start talking about your experience. Okay, that's really not what we're doing here. Somebody has written 300 words about something on their mind, or something they've read, or something they've experienced. Respond to that as best you can, and supply substantive material from your experience, from your understanding, or a critique of what they're saying if you're not 100% sure that you agree with what they've said. That's fine to do too, but with proper etiquette also. Be sure that in your initial thread, your initial post and discussion board, that you include some form of citation, a reference and citation. It adds authority to your good voice. Just saying something is one thing, but saying something that then can be supported by what Ruby Payne has said, what Guggenheim is putting in his DVD, or what Lorraine Monroe is saying, or something from one of your other courses, that's fine. Please never post something that's been posted in another course. This is supposed to be fresh material. Alrighty? Very good. You'll do well on that. For those of you who are working ahead, and I caution you most strongly with regard to week 4, which is a week out there, and the case studies. These are 100-point assignments for week 4 and week 7, the 2 case studies, and I want you to get them correctly. I don't like to take you through the resubmission process with them. I will if I have to, but you really want to be very, very abbreviated with them, and not go off on a tangent, writing an essay or a theme on a particular subject that seems to be related to what these case studies are about. The case studies are about particular students in particular schools with particular programs in place at that school or not in place, okay? There may be some things missing. Okay, so for this week, or rather for week 4, you will be doing the case study of Serge Romanich. You all will be doing the same case study. In week 7, you will choose from 3. You'll choose one of the 3. So if you're working ahead, Serge Romanich, the case is given to you. It's a two pages of information about Serge Romanich. He's a Serbian refugee child. He has never been schooled in his own native tongue. He's lived a life of stress and upheaval, moving, but he lands in this school in America. Doesn't speak any English. That will give you one key as to what's going on here, okay? And the school is a very friendly and welcoming school, yet they test him, they interpret the tests, and then they place him in a particular environment. It doesn't work out real well. So what you're going to be doing is, this is a 3-part assignment. It is no more than 3 or 4 pages, maximum 4 pages, okay? And you're going to be doing, first of all, a summary of what you read here. In other words, you'll read 2 pages, and you'll summarize it again. That's the first part of your response. The second part of your response is to respond to the basic thesis question that's on the 3rd page. Do you think Serge's skills were assessed adequately? Do you think he was correctly identified as learning disabled? They put him in an LD class, okay? The whole substance of your response in this case study comes from that question. Was Serge Romanich assessed properly or adequately, and was he placed properly, okay? And you're going to start your summary with that thesis statement. I believe that, and then you put in there that Serge Romanich was assessed adequately and appropriately and placed appropriately, or I don't think that he was assessed properly, okay? And then you'll take it from there. You give the summary, okay? The second part of the assignment is what's called a SWOT, S-W-O-T. Many of you know this from your business classes or from economics. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. SWOT. And I would prefer that you not use the quadrant format that maybe you're used to doing, and put it in an outline format. It is not an essay. You're just going to list some things. Strengths. I'll give you a couple. In the Serge Romanich case study, there's a woman, a teacher named Mrs. Evans, and she's a fantastic teacher, and she's sort of the key to figuring out what's going on here with Serge Romanich. So she becomes a strength. Mrs. Evans' understanding of cultural diversity, or language diversity, that kind of a thing there. Just 3 or 4 or 5 words is all you need. And then there'll be a series of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths are what are we doing right, or what good things do we have in place. Weaknesses, things we did not do well, or we're not doing well, or that we don't have in place. Opportunities, things we should have thought about but we didn't, okay? Potentiality. And then threats. These are the things that if we don't get it right, something's going to go wrong. And these are very important for a business scenario. You know, particularly threats. If there's something that's going to sink your company, you better do something about it in a hurry. It's a shame that we don't feel that way about children always. Okay, we have a child that's going down the tubes. In the case of Serge, he's not doing really well. So what are the threats to? You know, it's not a matter. And strengths and weaknesses. Serge doesn't speak any English. Okay, that is not a weakness. It is a fact, and it's an opportunity. Okay. Now, if the school doesn't have an English language learner program, an EL program of some kind, that would be a weakness if the school doesn't have it. But Serge, that doesn't speak any English, that's not a weakness. So keep that in mind, that we're not just talking just about Serge. You know, was Serge this, or was Serge that, or Serge opportunity? No. It has to do with the program and with the principal, perhaps, the teachers. As I said, Mrs. Evans is a strength. So and this is the main part. This is 50 points right here, the SWOT. 1 page only, maybe go over a little bit, doesn't matter. But just listing 4 or 5 words for each one of these things, maybe 4 or 5 strengths for Serge Romanich's case, 4 or 5 weaknesses, 4 or 5, 6 opportunities, and likewise threats. And then you'll finish up with case recommendations. You know, what are you going to do as a site administrator? What will you do? You, okay? And there's a Mr. Sims there who's principal. You need to think as if you were standing in his shoes, and would you have done some things differently? What would you do? What would you propose? All right? I would do this. I would set up. Use some action words in here. Don't use mine necessarily. Use your own. Once again, for the case studies, if you're working ahead, it's 20 points, 1-page summary. Okay? In the actual case, no research, no outside research for this. None. Don't go anywhere. No citations. None. You have a document. You have a document that you'll be working from, and that's it. That's all you need, okay? No outside research, nothing. No scripture for this. If you would like to put a little scripture in there, because there's always some scripture that applies, all right? But there's no need for it here. 20 points for your one-page summary, 50 points for your SWOT outline format only, no essay here, no essay. And likewise, the case recommendations will go in a list, an abbreviated list. I would set up a such and such team. Boom. Period. Okay, a list of 5 or 6 recommendations, a list only, and that's for 30 points. Alrighty, good luck, folks. Hope you're doing well. I'm rushing a little bit today. I want to get ahead and let you get started and have a good week. Your journal article critiques look very, very good and well done. And likewise, the discussion board is a healthy one. You guys are doing well. I appreciate it very, very much. Nothing else personal here today. I don't have any dogs. I don't know if there's any dogs around. Yeah, there's one in the back of the chair over there. You see the ears? That's my dog again, and she's my special thing. Alrighty, good luck. Have a great week. And any questions, place it in the Ask Dr. Phenix forum in the discussion board, or shoot me an email if it's personal. Thank you very, very much. God bless you all, and we'll see you next time, Lord willing. Bye bye.